Welcome to NEET Biology MCQs educational channel. Are you a NEET aspirant? Get ready to challenge your brain with high-quality MCQs based on the NCERT book. Sharpen your concepts, enhance application skills, and master assertion reasoning and statement-based questions. This is your ultimate MCQ power zone for NEET success.
Who proposed the five-kingdom classification? A. Carl Woese. B. Aristotle. C. Carolus Linnaeus. D. R.H. Whittaker. Correct answer is D. R.H. Whittaker. Explanation: R.H. Whittaker proposed the five-kingdom classification in 1969, introducing a system that grouped organisms based on cellular organization and mode of nutrition. Carl Woese introduced the three-domain system much later, while Aristotle's classification was based on simple criteria like habitat. Carolus Linnaeus developed the two-kingdom system, not the five. Therefore, only Whittaker is correctly credited with this classification model. Which kingdom includes organisms with chitin in their cell walls? A. Plantae. B. Protista. C. Fungi. D. Animalia. Correct answer is C. Fungi. Fungi are distinguished from other kingdoms by their chitin-rich cell walls. Plants, kingdom Plantae, have cell walls made of cellulose, not chitin. Protists may or may not have cell walls, and if present, they are not chitinous. Animalia lacks cell walls entirely, making fungi the only correct option. Which two domains emerged from splitting Monera in the three-domain system? A. Bacteria and archaea. B. Eukarya and archaea. C. Fungi and Protista. D. Plantae and Animalia. Correct answer is a bacteria and archaea. Explanation: in the three-domain system developed by Carl Woese, the prokaryotic kingdom Monera was split into bacteria and archaea due to major genetic and biochemical differences. Eukarya remained separate and includes all eukaryotic organisms. Fungi, Protista, Plantae, and Animalia are not domains but kingdoms within Eukarya. Which organisms were once incorrectly grouped together under plants? A. Bacteria and animals. B. Bacteria and fungi. C. Blue-green algae and fungi. D. Bacteria and blue-green algae. Correct answer is D. Bacteria and blue-green algae. Explanation: due to their rigid cell walls and photosynthetic ability, bacteria and blue-green algae, cyanobacteria, were historically grouped under plants. However, both are prokaryotic and fundamentally different from true plants. Fungi are not photosynthetic, and animals were never grouped with plants, eliminating the other options. Aristotle classified animals based on the presence of A. a backbone. B. red blood. C. limbs. D. exoskeleton. Correct answer is B. red blood. Explanation: Aristotle's classification was simplistic and relied on observable traits like the presence or absence of red blood, dividing animals into blooded and bloodless. He did not consider features like a backbone, limbs, or exoskeletons, which are part of more modern taxonomic systems. In the two-kingdom system, fungi were classified under A. Animalia. B. Protista. C. Plantae. D. Fungi. Correct answer is C. Plantae. Explanation: in the two-kingdom classification, Plantae and Animalia, fungi were placed in Plantae due to the presence of a cell wall. However, fungi are heterotrophic and absorb nutrients, unlike autotrophic plants. Fungi later earned their own kingdom status. Protista was introduced later, and Animalia was never their classification. Which kingdom includes only prokaryotic organisms? A. Protista. B. Fungi. C. Monera. D. Animalia. Correct answer is C. Monera. Explanation: Kingdom Monera exclusively contains prokaryotic organisms like bacteria and cyanobacteria. Protista, fungi, and Animalia consist of eukaryotic organisms with a defined nucleus and membrane-bound organelles, distinguishing them from Monera. Which kingdom includes unicellular eukaryotic organisms? A. Fungi. B. Animalia. C. Protista. D. Monera. Correct answer is C. Protista. Explanation: protists are mostly unicellular and eukaryotic, possessing a true nucleus. Fungi and Animalia are generally multicellular, while Monera includes unicellular prokaryotes. Hence, only Protista fits the description of unicellular eukaryotes like amoeba or paramecium. Which characters are not used in Aristotle's classification? A. Morphological features. B. Red blood. C. Cell structure. D. Habit and habitat. Correct answer is C. Cell structure. Explanation: Aristotle's classification was based on gross morphological traits like red blood and habitat because cellular structures like the nucleus or organelles were unknown in his time. He could not have used cell structure, which requires microscopy and was discovered much later. What is the mode of nutrition in Kingdom Plantae? A. Heterotrophic. B. Autotrophic only. C. Parasitic only. D. Both autotrophic and heterotrophic. Correct answer is B. Autotrophic only. Explanation: members of Kingdom Plantae are autotrophs that synthesize food through photosynthesis. They do not rely on external organic matter like heterotrophs, example animals and fungi. Parasites and heterotrophic modes are absent in true plants, making autotrophic only the correct choice. Which feature differentiates fungi from Plantae in terms of nutrition? A. Mode of reproduction. B. Cell structure. C. Cell wall material. D. Mode of nutrition. Correct answer is D. Mode of nutrition. Explanation: fungi are heterotrophs that absorb nutrients from organic matter, while Plantae are autotrophs that make their own food via photosynthesis. While they both have cell walls, the key distinction lies in how they obtain nutrition. Their cell wall material, chitin versus cellulose, supports this, but the mode of nutrition is the defining difference. Which kingdom would you place a multicellular, eukaryotic organism with no cell wall? A. Fungi. B. Plantae. C. Animalia. D. Monera. Correct answer is C. Animalia. Explanation: Animalia includes multicellular eukaryotes that lack cell walls, a trait distinguishing them from plants, fungi, and protists. Fungi and Plantae have cell walls, and Monera includes prokaryotes, making Animalia the only accurate classification. A unicellular organism with a nucleus and pseudopodia belongs to A. Fungi, B. Protista, C. Monera, D. Plantae. Correct answer is B. Protista. Explanation: Organisms like amoeba, which have pseudopodia for movement and a defined nucleus, are unicellular eukaryotes classified under Protista. Fungi and Plantae are multicellular, and Monera includes prokaryotes without a true nucleus. A student finds an organism with a polysaccharide amino acid wall. Which kingdom is it from? A. Monera, B. Protista, C. Plantae, D. Fungi. Correct answer is A. Monera. Explanation: Organisms in Monera, like bacteria, have a unique cell wall composed of peptidoglycan, a polysaccharide amino acid complex. Protista and Plantae either lack this structure or have cellulose-based walls, while fungi have chitin, confirming Monera as the correct classification. What major change led to the separation of blue-green algae from plants? A. Evolution, B. Reproduction, C. Cell wall composition, D. Prokaryotic nature. Correct answer is D. Prokaryotic nature. Explanation: Blue-green algae, or cyanobacteria, were removed from the plant kingdom once it was understood they are prokaryotic, lacking a nucleus. While they perform photosynthesis like plants, their cellular organization is fundamentally different, making this the critical distinguishing factor. Which kingdom includes both autotrophs and heterotrophs and can be unicellular? A. Fungi, B. Animalia, C. Protista, D. Plantae. Correct answer is C. Protista. Explanation: Protista is a diverse kingdom that includes both autotrophic organisms like algae and heterotrophs like protozoa. It also features unicellular forms, unlike Animalia or Plantae, which are strictly multicellular. Fungi are heterotrophic but lack autotrophic members. A photosynthetic, unicellular eukaryote previously considered algae is now in A. Plantae, B. Protista, C. Fungi, D. Monera. Correct answer is B. Protista. Explanation: Photosynthetic unicellular eukaryotes like Chlamydomonas were once grouped with algae under Plantae, but are now correctly classified under Protista because of their unicellular nature and simpler organization. They are not fungi or Monera, which includes only prokaryotes. What makes classification into just two kingdoms inadequate? A. Lack of cellular detail, B. Simplicity, C. No organisms with both features, D. All organisms fit perfectly. Correct answer is A. Lack of cellular detail. Explanation: The two-kingdom system ignored critical cellular differences, such as the presence or absence of a nucleus and whether organisms were unicellular or multicellular. This lack of cellular detail made the system too simplistic to account for microbial diversity. Which characteristic unifies all organisms under old plant kingdom? A. Photosynthesis. B. Cellulose cell wall. C. Cell wall presence. D. Multicellularity. Correct answer is C. Cell wall presence. Explanation: in earlier classifications, organisms with cell walls, whether cellulose in plants or peptidoglycan in bacteria, were grouped together. Photosynthesis or multicellularity did not apply universally, so the presence of a cell wall was the main unifying criterion. Which organism pair was previously incorrectly grouped together due to cell wall presence? A. Bacteria and algae. B. Amoeba and paramecium. C. Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra. D. Amoeba and fungi. Correct answer is A. Bacteria and algae. Explanation: bacteria, prokaryotic, and algae, eukaryotic, both have cell walls, leading to their incorrect historical grouping under the plant kingdom. However, their cellular structures differ significantly, justifying their separation in modern classification. Which criteria were not considered in the earliest classification attempts? A. Usefulness to humans. B. Morphology. C. Phylogenetic relationships. D. Size and shape. Correct answer is C. Phylogenetic relationships. Explanation: early classification systems were based on observable traits or usefulness, not on evolutionary or genetic relationships. The concept of phylogeny developed much later with the advent of genetics and molecular biology. In Whittaker's classification, which organism is correctly placed in Protista? A. Spirogyra. B. Mushroom. C. Amoeba. D. Fern. Correct answer is C. Amoeba. Explanation: amoeba is a unicellular eukaryote without a cell wall, fitting well into the Protista kingdom. Spirogyra and fern are multicellular autotrophs placed in Plantae, and mushrooms belong to fungi, not Protista. Which one of the following characteristics is common to both Monera and Plantae? A. Prokaryotic cell type. B. Presence of nuclear membrane. C. Cell wall. D. Multicellularity. Correct answer is C. Cell wall. Explanation: both Monera, prokaryotes, and Plantae, eukaryotes, poses a cell wall, although their composition differs, peptidoglycan in Monera and cellulose in Plantae. Other options like nuclear membrane and multicellularity are not shared features. What was the main limitation of the two-kingdom system? A. Too many kingdoms. B. Failed to distinguish cellular organization. C. Included only autotrophs. D. Ignored multicellularity. Correct answer, B, is failed to distinguish cellular organization. Explanation: the two-kingdom system did not account for fundamental cellular differences like prokaryotic versus eukaryotic organization or unicellular versus multicellular nature. These oversights limited its accuracy in classifying organisms. According to Whittaker, the kingdom containing chemosynthetic organisms is A. Protista, B. Monera, C. Fungi, D. Plantae. Correct answer is B. Monera. Explanation: chemosynthetic autotrophs, such as certain bacteria that obtain energy from inorganic compounds, are classified under Monera. Protists and fungi lack this mode of nutrition, and plants use photosynthesis, not chemosynthesis.